Coach Urban Meyer said he's trying to stoke the fans up down there. He dubbed it Championship Week. I mean, you guys feel like, hey, it's Championship Week for us. Do they feel like it's to give them more motivation to rain on the parade, so to speak?
Well, that's what coaches do. We all get our fans ready to go, scream and yell and so forth, and they'll have their guys doing that. And that's part of it. It's certainly, what was it, 2006, when we had an excellent chance to win down there, and we didn't do it. The noise didn't bother us. So, but you don't need, I don't think you've ever had to get the Gator fans too fired up, and you don't have to really get ours here fired up when it's an important game. They're naturally going to do that. But that's what us coaches do. We certainly tell the fans and try to get them pumped up also. So I understand that.
Steve, what do you recall about the 2000 game where Holtz brought the Gamecocks down and took the 21-3 lead, and then your Florida team came back and won it pretty handily? What's your memories of that game?
Well, about every play is my memory of that game. It was one of the best second quarters I think I've ever had in my life. We scored 28 points in the second quarter somehow, and had a lot of freakish things that happened good for us in that second half. Faked the punt when we were down 21-3 and made it. We threw a pass that they batted down, and one of our offensive linemen caught it and ran in from about 5 yards out for a touchdown. And then Lito Shepard ran the punt back with no time on the clock at half for the 28 points. So that's when you know it's maybe going your way. It's meant to be. And it was meant to be for us that night. And fortunately, we won in Atlanta that year also. So that was the last championship that I've been a part of. So certainly I remember about every play.
Can you talk about Lattimore's value to the offense, specifically when he goes out and the way the offense kind of struggles versus when he's in there? I mean, would have to be that reliant on a true freshman to seem kind of.
Yeah, Marcus, well, he sort of got kicked in the knee. Well, he wasn't that bad hurt. He was able to go back in or what have you, but he really didn't quite run the way he normally runs last week. He sort of slipped a couple times, and he, I guess running backs are like passers sometimes. Sometimes your ball is really sharp and getting in there, and sometimes it's off. And I'm not so sure he was quite as sharp last week as he's been most of the season. But certainly for us to have a shot down there, he's got to be sharp. He's got to have a lot of yards, a lot of 4 and 5 yard carries if we possibly can. And our line's got to block too, though. We got to block a lot better. That's one reason I want our guys to watch Arkansas linemen. Those guys know how to block. So anyway, we'll see if we can block and tackle and play some ball down there this week.
Do you have any better idea whether TJ or Jarrell King and...
Yeah, I think TJ is coming around. He sort of had a sprained knee and a lot of treatment, this, that, and the other. I believe he's going to be ready to play by Thursday or so. He won't do too much today. He and Connor Shaw won't do too much, but Connor was actually able to lightly toss a few balls last night. So he should be ready also. CC Whitlock should be ready, although Marty Marquette probably played better than he did the other night. So I think Coach Ward wants to watch him practice and determine which one starts. Jarrell had a slight concussion that I think he should be ready, but we'll have to wait and see. Should be.
As you mentioned, they had a lot of new guys on defense. How would you compare overall how they play on defense this year to last year?
Are you talking about Florida? Well, we've all played 9 games. They're number 7 in the nation in defense, and second to LSU, I guess, here in the SEC. But yeah, they play the run and the pass effectively, and they got a lot of, like I said, a lot of good athletes, well coached. So it's a typical Florida defense. They haven't won all these couple of national championships without being very strong defensively. That's for sure.
Do you remember the 2005 game as vividly as you remember that last game?
Oh, when we won, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, pretty much so. Yeah, that was a day we only threw 17 passes, if you know. Blake, I think, was 7 of 17. Sydney had a couple of big catches, and actually every touchdown we scored was a run-in score. So that was a game we maximized our scoring in the red zone. 4 touchdowns and a field goal. Yeah.
Coach, are the players reacting any differently to the loss to Arkansas versus the loss to Kentucky, and how they're seem to be getting ready for practice?
Well, we haven't been around them a whole lot yet, so we'll put it aside. Yeah, we'll be ready to practice and have a go at it. And like I said, this game really doesn't matter what we've done prior, except we won enough to get to it, and we know what's at stake. Florida's in the same situation. They've not played very well a few games back. They seem to be playing very well now. So every game stands on its own merit. So we'll see how it works out.
I guess you sort of played your best games when you said you didn't have anything to lose necessarily, Alabama this year being one of them. How do you get them to play loose in a game where you do kind of have something to lose?
Oh, we try to treat all the games pretty much the same now. And to tell you the truth, we tried to treat the Arkansas game just like the Alabama game or the Kentucky game or the Tennessee game or Vandy or whoever. We treat them all the same as coaches. When you get a group of veteran guys that know how to compete and how to get ready to play, you don't. As a coach, you do the same thing over and over again. And our guys had done pretty well the first part of the year, but lately we've not played very well. But anyway, we'll see if we can get at a high level. See if we can tackle and block. Blocking and tackling is probably the 2 things we're doing the worst right now. All right.
Steve, due to the way the schedule worked itself out when you were at Florida, you never really had a winner-take-all kind of game towards the end of the year where each opponent, whoever won the game was going to win the SEC East.
2000 that happened, correct?
That was.
2000.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
Outside of that game, though, I mean, is this your biggest game ever at the Swamp as far as having a
visiting coach?
Or period? Both at Florida and at South Carolina.
Well, like you said, South Carolina had a chance to win it in 2000, and we had to beat them to go, and that's the only year that happened. So it's similar to that year as far as whoever wins it. I'm not big on which one's the biggest, and this, that, and the other. I'll let you know after the game, okay? All right. See you guys.